There are a few misconceptions about Pokemon Legends Arceus that gets me so irrationally angry. You know that feeling whenever you're like doom scrolling through whatever social media app you're scrolling through, and then you stumble upon a post that's about a piece of media you like. Or do you either get something about it ever so slightly wrong, or they just say the dumbest things about it, so dumb to the point where it starts to hurt. You feel physically ill from the fact that this poster actually said something this dumb about something? That's me. Like 5 days per week. Anyway, there are 3 misconceptions about Pokemon Legends Arceus that makes me mad. 1, Legends Arceus isn't a mainline game. 2, Legends Arceus is a prequel. 3, the protagonists are Akaria Rei, when in fact, it's actually the opposite. Let's start off with the first misconception first, and that's Legends Arceus isn't a mainline game, and that is just a side game. The reason people believe this is because Legends Arceus plays pretty differently from all the other traditional mainline games. But that's like about it. What, is Game Freak not allowed to do something else? And if they do, suddenly that game isn't considered a mainline title? Legends Arceus is a mainline title precisely because of that, because Game Freak developed it. Game Freak doesn't do side games. Yes, even Let's Go Picture and Eevee counts as mainline. It's a fucking remake of Yellow. Isn't it a common criticism that Pokemon games play too similarly to one another? But when they do actually try something different, these people don't count as a mainline title, so like, what the fuck? That's stupid. These are all mainline titles. Over here are traditional mainline games. Right next to it, Legends mainline games. They are all under the umbrella term of mainline. Rule of thumb, if it's a Pokemon game developed by Game Freak, it's a mainline title. For BDSB's case, it's a fucking remake of Diamond and Pearl, man. Like, what do you think it is? Legends Arceus is also heavily referenced in the future title, and that's something that side games just don't get. In Ryford's class, on the whiteboard behind her, there is a Pokemon Legends Arceus Pokeball and a portrait of Professor Laventon on that whiteboard. In the DLC, there is a character who is a literal walking Pokemon Legends Arceus reference. Perrin, the descendant of Adamant. Her quest has music from the damn game, for Christ's sake. You know, like, the boss of that quest is an alternate form of a Pokemon from that game. And that's another thing. Another reason why Pokemon Legends Arceus is a mainline title is because it introduced new mainstay Pokemon to the series. I don't remember Pokemon Pinball doing that. And if all that's not enough, Pokemon Legends Arceus is a mainline title because it is a sequel to Diamond and Pearl. More specifically, Brilliant Diamond, Giant and Pearl. Now, some people think that Legends Arceus is a prequel because the game takes place in the past. I won't blame you for thinking that, but it's not. It's a sequel. It's a sequel because the main character of the game is the same one from Diamond and Pearl. The game is a continuation of their story, of their lives. This one is the most frustrating misconception to me, that people think that the main character of Legends Arceus isn't the one from Diamond and Pearl, that they aren't Lucas or Dawn, and they are just these random thugs called Akaria Rei. Akaria Rei is Professor Laventon's assistant. You know, this guy. The main character, you, is the same one from Diamond and Pearl, Lucas or Dawn. How can I tell? Oh, I don't know. By reading the fucking dialogue and not machinee. To those who think that the main character of Legends Arceus isn't the same one from Diamond and Pearl, let me ask you this. Did you not pay attention to the first 5 fucking minutes of the game? The purpose of the opening cutscene of the game is to tell the player that the main character isn't from the time Legends Arceus takes place in. The main character is being brought there by Arceus, and you can tell by their clothes and their fucking smartphone, you can tell that they're from modern times. What would be the point of putting that entire opening cutscene if they weren't Lucas or Dawn, and they were just some crooks called Rei or Akari? Throughout Legends Arceus, we're told that the main character is pretty good with Pokemon. And that's not because they're naturally gifted, it's because they're skilled. They became skilled through their adventure in Diamond and Pearl. And because they were skilled thanks to that adventure during Diamond and Pearl, that's why Arceus chose them to send back in time. Why would it be that the main character wasn't someone who was skilled and instead some random thug called Akari or Rei who has no prior experience in anything? It's Dawn or Lucas. Dawn or Lucas was able to stop someone from resetting the universe, and they were sent back in time to do the same thing! There is a quest in Legends Arceus, quest 66. It's the quest to obtain Manaphy. The way to complete this quest is to go to the Cobalt Coastlands with a Blizzle, a Mantike, and an Overquill. After having those in your party, you go to the Seaside Hollow. There, you obtain Manaphy and a bunch of Eons. In this game, there is nothing telling the main character how to do this quest. No hints whatsoever. And yet, the main character knew how to do it. Well, how come? How do they know? Well, Laventon sent you on this quest to begin with because he thought he saw a Pokemon that might be connected to this book that he read called The Sea's Legend. In Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, there is a book in Canalave Library of that title, and it tells you how to do this quest. That's why the main character of Legends Arceus knows how to do this quest without even needing to find any hints in the game. Because they already know how to do it. Because they read the book in Canalave Library. You might say that Professor Laventon could have just shown the book to the main character. But he didn't. He just didn't. The player doesn't get to see the book in the game. There's nothing hinting towards this quest at all in the game. No information at all. Because the main character already knows how to do this. The main character of Legends Arceus is the same one from Diamond and Pearl. I mean, just look at Dawn's portrait. She has her stupid signature Doritos on her head. Also, look at the official website for this game. Scroll through the story section of this game and get to this part. Now, I know Pokemon fans can't read, so I'm gonna have to lay this out for you. They show artwork of these two characters, and the text next to it reads, the main character and Akari or Ray. The main character and Akari or Ray. That "and" there is significant. That "and" makes an absolute distinction between the main character and Akari or Ray. Like I said, Akari or Ray is supposed to be Professor Laventon's assistant. And they completely detached the names Akari or Ray from the main character. It's separate. And this next piece of evidence isn't too important, but I'd like to mention it anyway. There is an unused piece of content in Legends Arceus. An unused area. That unused area is the bedroom of the main character from Diamond and Pearl. Need I say more? Now, people try to dispute all that I've said by bringing up Pokemon Masters EX, because in that game, they referred to the main character as Ray. One, that game's made by Dina, and I don't give a rat's ass about what Dina thinks. So, after getting chapter on the Grisha banner, I had 12k gems! 2, they did that for the sake of simplicity. It'd be confusing to have two sets of characters that look the same but have different names, That's it. Now that brings me to my next point. I don't actually mind if you call, emphasis on call, them Akari or Ray. That's not the issue here. You can call them that. It's confusing to refer to both of these as Dawn or Lucas. What I need you to understand, the main point of it all, is that these two characters are supposed to be the same. The names don't hold as much significance. What I'm pointing out is that they're the same character. That is my point, that the main character of Legends Arceus is the same one from Diamond and Pearl. Like I said, the name doesn't hold that much significance. They forgot their memories, for God's sake. They could have just forgotten their names and then went by Akari or Ray. Fuck it, they could just have two names, one that they went by during their adventure in Hisui. Dawn, middle name Akari, last name something something. Since she's Japanese, I guess it'd be the other way around. Point is, I don't care if you refer to them as Akari or Ray. I care whether or not you realize that these two characters are supposed to be the same. Like I said, the names don't hold that much significance. Alright, that's about it. TLDR, Pokemon Legends Arceus is a mainline game. It's a mainline game because it's a sequel. It's a sequel because the main character of the game is the same one from Diamond and Pearl. Are you tired of the term main character yet? Because I sure am. I read down a lot. Anyways, thanks for watching.